Good morning once again, St. Lucia. The rest of the Eastern Caribbean, and of course, our viewers, listeners on the international side. Special good morning to my lovely co-host, Susie Q. Good morning to you, Susie Q.
Morning, Asylum. Morning, St. Lucia.
What was the weather outside? You just came in the studio, so I've been here since 6.
It's hot.
It's hot. That's the beauty of being here so early. I get to beat traffic, I get to beat the heat, I get to beat everything.
The traffic wasn't something to play with either because we're coming from up north.
All right.
And the traffic was, oh boy.
All right. So you're here though, and it's time for another edition of Man vs. Woman. And before I go, I got a little slack from Nadia. She says we don't shout her out, so say good morning to Nadia.
Morning, Nadia. Hope you're doing fine.
Yeah, I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're staying out of the heat. And of course, all our viewers, the folks that follow the show from day to day, good morning to you.
Yeah, big up.
Don't forget, we're going to open the phone lines, 458-489-4781. That's our WhatsApp platform. So that's 489-4781. Or you can call us via 458-2488. And I want you guys to contribute, man. Make some contribution. Especially when I'm hammering,
Oh, please. Don't flatter yourself.
Just so.
Hammering.
Just so you're going to start with me.
Do I look like somebody who's easy to hammer? Don't let the size fool you. Don't let the size fool you. Just relax this morning, huh? Just relax.
All right.
Okay.
My first question. Why are women so angry?
What do you mean, why are women so angry? We're not angry.
Why are women so angry?
We're not angry. We just defend our own.
You defend your own?
Yeah, we're not angry.
All right. So you're still going to say that you're not angry?
Well, no.
Oh, why are women so usually so aggressive?
As I just tell you. We like to defend our own.
The defense that we're talking about here.
They say that men are territorial. I think women are more territorial than men.
When you say territorial, what do you mean?
I mean, they have their mark on something or someone. Something or someone. All right. And they put an X on it and say, don't touch that.
That's mine.
Pas toucher. Yeah, the Creole Day has done a lot for me.
Did you guys hear that? Touché. Maybe another 10 years and you'll make a whole sentence.
No, man. You see, you just crop my style. What's wrong with you? Don't crop my style, man. Come on, don't do that.
I mean, it's good.
The Creole coming, man. They say that I wait too long, though.
You wait too long?
Yeah, I should have known it already, but I guess I'm a late bloomer.
You're late bloomer. Anybody want to send a quick shout out to? Any friends, any family, any neighbors that are watching the show? You want to shout out?
My daughter, of course, Bree. Yes. Drive it in the office. Alvin in the office. Good morning to you guys. Claude Choulette. Yeah.
What about me?
Asylum.
You don't say good morning to me?
Asylum, that's the first thing I did when I entered this building.
No, but
you want it on air?
Yes, I want everybody
Good
to know
morning to you, Asylum.
Say that again.
Leave me alone.
Say it again.
Leave me alone.
All right, so question. You asked me to make a phone call.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Here we go.
I hand you my phone. I lock my phone. I hand you my phone. You make your call. But you didn't hand the phone right back to me. You decide to go prodding.
Okay.
First of all, first part of the question is, why do women do that?
Because they don't trust you.
And secondly, if you go prodding and you think that you find things.
Don't talk about think.
No, well,
we find things.
But what if it's innocent stuff? I mean, like me personally, let's take this to a personal level. I have a lot of good friends. A lot of people who've been, fans of mine that I've been in contact with for years and years. And chances are, even if you might have, not out of the ordinary conversation, every once in a while, hey babes, how you doing? Hey boo, how you doing? That kind of thing. Even if you have that with those people and you wanted to be with them, maybe you would have been with them already. Let's just put a you know. But here you go, you find a hey boo, hey baby, how you doing? Everything good, you know? Or good morning, sweetheart. I get that all the time. I have.
Asylum. That's treading on dangerous ground.
No, but how is it though? I mean, I think.
Asylum.
If I have a friend,
if you take up your woman's phone and you see hi baby or hi boo, hi sweetheart, be honest with yourself. What's the first thing that will come to your mind?
First of all, I wouldn't just go through the phone just like that.
Well, let's say you happen upon it.
No, I'm not gonna happen upon nothing. I asked to make a call.
Why you
I'm going to make that call and hand you back your phone.
Well, again,
I'm not going to.
Women are curious.
Listen, I'm not going to stand there and look to see if you come in.
Women are curious, but we want to know what you're doing.
but that's. I mean, that. Yes.
We want to know what
you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't be in a relationship where you are hiding.
That's what I was getting. I was about to get at.
But at the same time, don't you think that even though you are in a committed relationship, that you are entitled some personal space?
Of course, I was just about to get to that because for a woman to go into your phone, it means that there's something that she wants to find out, right?
Or maybe she's just nosy. What if there's nothing?
I don't think it's just
What if she just decide, okay, you know what, okay, he didn't come back for the phone right away. I have it in my hand. Still, it hasn't locked itself yet. And let's just see.
Well, that's not nosy. She wants to find something out. Right? So in relationships where you find that persons don't communicate well, or you find that she suspects something and you know that most of your personal stuff is on your phone, that's where she's going to look first. So she'll take the phone and she's going to go through the phone. Now, I'm not saying that is right for a woman to go through her man's phone. A man deserves his personal space, and people tend to think that when you're in a relationship, you're not entitled to privacy.
Just the man, Amanda? I mean, I think a woman
both, but because we're talking about the man right now, people tend to believe that if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're not entitled to privacy from that person. Yes, you are. Everybody is entitled to some level of privacy at some point in a relationship.
It's determined based on the relationship, right?
Right, exactly. Because you have some men or women who don't have a problem with giving their man or the woman the phone, and you know it's nothing. You can go through it if you want, but most of the times it's because they have things to hide why they don't want the partner to go through the phone. They put lock code on the phone, lock up, cling, 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 long time. Yes. They don't want nobody in the phone.
You finish? I beg to differ.
Really?
Yeah, because I believe that whilst everyone has, you know, a need for privacy, not because I'm in a relationship with you, it means that I have to get rid of everybody.
No.
Hold on, let me finish. Who has been in and around my life? I personally have been, I don't know what happened to the last couple of years, but I've always been great with my exes. Like we can have like solid conversations, nothing sexual, but that love and respect and the mutual, you know, it's always there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So we you know, from time, we even outside of that, I have a large number of friends who genuinely care about me. Some of them would refer to me as boo, baby, honey. Doesn't mean that I'm with them or I have something sexual or I have a relationship with these people.
No, I'm not saying that you have anything, but what you have to think about what would come to the mind of the person that you're with. It's who you're with, you know. You should know who the person is.
I think it's more trust.
Yes, that's my point. And you should know who the person is.
If you are going to ask somebody to use their phone and the person gives you the phone and turns their back on you, it means that they trust you with their phone. You now have to trust yourself with the phone in your hand.
But if you're sneaking around and I can't get answers.
No. Listen, mean, because obviously
I don't believe in going through a person's phone. But if you give me reasons to, I will.
If I didn't have any trust in you, you wouldn't get the phone in the first place to make a call? I'd find some kind of excuse. There are no credit on it.
Well,
no, I have to go digital and top up.
It may not be that you don't. Well, for you, you say you trust the person with the phone, but for some persons, it's just to prove a point. I'm giving you my phone to use means I don't have anything to hide. Right. It's like more like a psychological thing.
But why does it have to be that way? I give you my phone because you asked me for a phone call.
Yes,
but I am giving you my phone.
Some of the times, some of the times they don't even really need a phone call. They just want to have the phone in hand. Get into it.
Maybe we can ask somebody from out in the office to come in and give us a hand. No, you don't want to. And they randomly just call somebody. Because I want to know, I mean, to me it's disturbing that, and it's not that I'm making this a big issue, because I know this is an issue for a lot of people.
Yes, it is. It is.
Their phone and the privacy and the use of phone is very important for some people. At the end of the day, right? Not because we're in a relationship do you think that when let me rephrase this question. Do you think that when two people are in a relationship, they have to know everything about each other?
No. That's why I say there needs to be a certain level of privacy for each individual, right? There are things that I may have gone through or done that I don't necessarily want the person that I'm with to know about.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let's just take this call. We'll answer the question. hitzfm, you live.
Hi, good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It's morning.
Morning.
Yes, Salam, you just really intrigued me with this conversation today.
All right.
And I partly want to agree with Susie when she said that if you don't give me a reason to go through your phone, then I won't.
Exactly.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the bottom line, it is never okay.
It's never okay.
It's never okay. That's true.
And that's just the thin line.
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to get to. There's a very thin line because here's what's gonna happen. All right, it might sound simple. It's a phone, but right now, where the phone is concerned, you've lost my trust.
Yes, yeah. And it's really an invasion of your partner's privacy.
That's
true.
Too
often, Asylum, we believe, and I like what you said a while ago, when we get into a relationship, sometimes our partners believe that this wall of privacy needs to disappear.
Right.
You understand? And I think that's
true.
one of the major issues that happen. And for couples, really and truly, if you're going to snoop into your partner's phone, you need to ask yourself, what is really driving me to do that snooping?
Right.
Trust.
You need to ask yourself that. But also, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to just figure out, okay, really and truly, I know he or she is cheating and I want proof. Right. You understand? Because really what it can do, it can actually it will create distrust.
Of course it will.
The other thing really and truly is, it brings up concerns about, if you're concerned that, hey, you know what, you found your partner snooping in your phone. For me, I would advise that really and truly, you just bring it up in a more mature and non-accusatory way. Like, okay, babes or honey, why did you have to go there? If there's an issue of secrecy and dishonesty, you need to deal with it head on.
Right.
So, don't try and snoop in the phone and then, boy, it's like, what are you trying to achieve? So if you believe that there's an issue of secrecy or dishonesty, you deal with it head on.
Right, you address it right there.
But it is never okay because it is an invasion of privacy.
It is.
And like you said, Asylum, it creates more distrust in the relationship. Because it can never go the same way again. If I hand you my phone to make a call,
it would never go the same way.
Yeah,
and then that now opens a whole new can of worms because now you're thinking, okay, well, so why is it you've been so your phone has been so tightly guarded now? But you've given me a reason to guard it.
But even before you that happens, you find that persons guard their phone tightly.
Everybody
it makes
does.
you begin to wonder why.
Everyone does.
Sometimes what happens, I think, that drives people to doing these kind of things. They seek, to find out the answers behind things.
Let me give an example, Asylum. I don't like to hear phones ring. Like my cell phone is always on silent.
I am the same way too.
Always.
Same way. My phone's always on silent.
You will never hear it ring. And you start dating and then you explain that to your partner, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, why is your phone never ringing? I don't hear your phone ring. You understand?
And they get suspicious.
Right, but when you met me, I said my phone never rings because I don't like to hear the
You
sound
certainly
of
have
ringing
amnesia.
phone.
The nature of business that I'm into, we always have to have our phone on silent.
Yes, and the thing is that even with privacy, for example, the nature of business that I'm in, my phone, it's very, if I give you my phone to make a call, that means I trust you, like you said.
Yeah.
There's a high level of trust, understanding the type of work that I do and the information that's on my phone.
And there you go. So sometimes it's not even just personal. It has to do with your business and your work.
Precisely,
Because
and the clients that you deal with. Now, when you hand somebody this, device that has so much information about you, people don't respect that. It's a level of trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I hand you data and information about my business, my clients, everything, and I put this in your hand, this is a severe level of trust, and sadly, people break it, and they don't understand how you have cherished them in giving them that access to information. That's just my bits on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very, very, very good contribution. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right? We ought to remember, again, we as human beings are natural flirts. You're walking on the road and somebody says hi in a very nice way to you. My lady, trust me, you're going to bat your eyelashes and you're going to smile and feel good about yourself.
Oh, really?
It doesn't happen to you?
No, you don't. Not my way.
Maybe
you see,
you-
when you
maybe-
have a
maybe-
level of self-confidence,
No, but you see, the thing is,
these things
though,
don't really... because you find that they're doing it to everybody else. It don't really...
No,
for
but
me,
you see,
it don't
what
really
what I'm saying
move
is,
me.
the point I'm getting to is, a lot of times we feed off each other's energy.
Yeah,
You walk in the
yeah.
room. If Asylum give you a
Yeah, I can
treat
understand
you
that.
grumpy, you're gonna
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is not even someone who's trying to actually get your attention that way. They just genuinely say, "Wow, I like the way this." Because I when it comes to women, one of the things that intrigues me the most about women is how she walks.
Oh.
I like to see a woman walk and put her foot down like she owns the piece of property she's about to step on. I hate to hear women drag their feet.
Oh, jeez.
I hate to hear slippers going on the road going chack, 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 chack. That boils me. I can tell a confident woman by the way she walks, the way she holds her head and shrugs her shoulder back and step. And I can tell a woman that really who's down and out on her confidence level, who has low self-esteem, by the way she moves.
Yeah.
So that being said, I believe that we do feed off people's energy. We just had it happen here yesterday. One of the employees said, I came in feeling so good this morning, and one came in and didn't feel too well, and bam, that was a clash of energies.
Oh
And
my God.
it happens. So we have to always be mindful that when we're in a situation where someone trusts us to do or with their private and personal property, that we safeguard it as our own.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with me saying to you, you know what, can I have a phone call? Okay, here's a phone. And just make your call and go.
But as I said to you before, that can I have a phone call?
No, here's the difference.
May mean, can I have a look in your phone?
If you want to know what's in the phone, then ask what's in the phone.
That's it. Will they give you their phone for you to look at it? Because
the thing is,
because a lot of times they have things in the phone to hide.
See, let me tell you something. You see my phone, and I will be the first to tell you. First of all, I don't close conversations. If I have a conversation with you 6 months ago, it's still there. Right? The thing about that is, you have friends who flirt with each other, but they're not serious. They would never get in any trouble with each other. There's people who will send you suggestive messages, but only you know how to interpret that message because you know the relationship that you and that person have.
Yeah, I understand that,
But here comes the husband or the wife comes along, gets into your phone, sees the conversations that you know is harmless. But because there might have been a babes or early morning, hey, how you doing? Or my mind just passed on you. Everything good there.
Well,
And
I said,
why that person care about how you?
It's a trust issue.
It's a friend, and that's what friends,
all
good
that
friends, are supposed to do.
All that is trust issue. If I have to go through the person that I'm with a phone, it means that there's some kind of weak link in my trust for you. Now, if I go through the phone and I come across something that I think is suspicious,
Right.
and I mention it to you, it's simply, you just explain to me and that's it. Men just blaze up. What are you doing in the phone?
No, because you see, the thing is, the thing is, then I think when a man does that is because of him feeling that you betrayed his trust.
So that's the way to deal with it if I betray your trust.
Now, most women though, on the most part, when they go through a man's phone and they find something, they would not come to you and say, babes, guess what? I mean, I know I asked you for a call, but I made the call and then I happened to stumble across a message or conversation.
No, that's where I would cut off a woman and tell her that she's wrong. If you go through the phone and you find something, say it to the man, you're going to sit there, swelling up like a frog.
Again, here's the thing.
Make no sense.
If you come with that approach and say,
and
I find that a little disturbing conversation, what's the deal with that?
Yes.
It gives a man a chance to explain.
Exactly.
Look, hon, this is the situation, so and so. Most women don't do that though. For the ones, there's two methods that I find that they take. One is the outright quarrel with you one time, right? And then the next one is they start throwing little hints that they know something, and they start singing and whistling, and for a whole week you hear them, and they're just waiting for the opportune time.
Me, if I get upset, I'll come to you.
I'm
going to let you know that I saw whatever I saw in your phone. You need to explain that. And if you give me an explanation and I feel like, okay, it's, reasonable, I leave you alone. But
not every conversation...
Don't think you're going to come and fool my head with nonsense.
Not every conversation a man and a woman has that might suggest that it's sexual, that they actually will get into any sexual... make sexual contact.
Yeah.
Especially when that person...
but did you know that
when that
even
person is
though,
known for having a lot of friends and and that type of thing.
But did you know even though, but it happened with both male and female,
right?
You know that if somebody knows that their person is flirting with that person, it triggers something off. They're not just going to take it like, it's just nothing.
No, because you see the thing is, yes, we are very territorial. Especially when it comes to our partners.
Exactly.
We are very, very territorial people. And that's just the way our culture, right? I mean, I believe that in order for a relationship to flourish, you have to leave room for the branches to go back and forth in the wind.
Yes.
And when I say that, what I mean is you can't be too stiff-necked and you can't be so tight that you don't want your partner to talk to that person because
no. That's not fair.
You don't like the person, or
that's not fair.
Or you find that the person might smile a little too bright to maybe that's just their character.
That's not fair.
I have friends who would walk in this room and hug and kiss everyone, and you would think, say that's a butterfly, man. That's a butterfly. But on the same time, it stops there.
Yeah. Yep. Like and for me, if I'm going to get into a relationship, if that man has to understand that my friends are not female. I prefer to have a million male friends and one female friend.
It's funny you say that, eh? It's very funny you say that. Stick a pin. Most women will tell you that I don't want no females for no friends. Men alone I keeping. But at the same time, those females that keeping men alone as friends do not want the husband or the boyfriend to keep women alone as friends.
Not this one.
Can you see
not
that?
This one.
Most women will tell you that. Me, I especially these days, I'm strictly male friends I just keep because when you talk to them, your business don't go on the road, whatever. That's the thing. But then when you as the husband or the boyfriend say, look, I keep
just
girls alone I have as friends.
Well,
it's a different set of...
Everybody's different still, so I don't know.
Anyways, I just thought I'd get into that because, I think too many people in relationships have stupid issues. I mean, when I say stupid issues, things like the phone.
Yeah, some
you know,
petty
trust
stuff.
yourself. You know, if you're sitting in his car and he jumps out and go into the gas station to buy peanuts, don't rabble through his glove box to see what he has in it. I mean, these are things that cause problems.
So is it? Do you think
If
that
you
it
do
is
it-
okay then for a man and a woman living together to have locks on their phones?
When you say it, to each his own.
Well, true.
To each his own. Honestly, to each his own. What would work for me and mine might not work for you and yours.
Yes, that's true.
All right. And again, every relationship has, for the lack of a better term, its own set of rules. It might not even be spoken or written.
Yeah.
These are some of the things we don't do in this relationship. Right? And some people are okay with coming home and throwing their phone down. Their husband would answer the phone, the wife would answer the phone.
Because they don't have nothing to hide.
It's not a matter of having anything to hide.
Yes, man. Most cases.
It's not a matter.
Why wouldn't you want your spouse to use your phone if you don't have
no one
something
ever
to hide?
said that. Here's the thing, all right? A friend of mine calls me, right? A female friend. And we were just working on the human makeup here, our mechanics, right? Female friend calls me. That person calls with the expectation of hearing at least a man's voice because they're calling their friend asylum and he's a man. And then they hear a female answer. All of a sudden, the person's gonna, step back and check to see if all of this is real.
Yeah.
And they might not respond. They might not. So that person says, your wife.
There's a pause.
There's a pause. And all of a sudden, in your mind, you're thinking, okay, well, so why did she not just say what she had to say? And right away, you're assuming, and the person might say, okay, I have the wrong number. Right? And some people are rude like that. Well, as soon as they say they have the wrong number, they hang off the phone. You might think, oh, so your woman called and because I answered the phone, she hang up.
To be honest with you, I would think that too. But that's what it is. I'm going to be honest. I would probably think that too.
Was that person even your woman, or did that person?
Yeah.
Because
these are the things
not
that we
startled,
don't really
but they didn't expect to hear. Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't stop to. They didn't expect to hear a female's voice on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
And then whole kind of woman.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
We have to be careful. I mean, at the end of the day, like we said earlier, it's never okay to sneak behind the other. Because to me, if your husband is cheating on you and you're sneaking behind his back to go on his phone, you're doing the same thing.
Exactly. That's my point.
You're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I have a friend.
You have something to hide.
I have a friend tell me that he laying on the couch and. I mean, they had an argument the whole week. Him and his wife, they kind of, going at each other, and he fall asleep on the couch, put his phone down, but she thought he was sleeping, and she came. They have a new baby, Again, all of that probably a part of the whole, postmortem, Anyway, she comes to the baby powder, and she powders the phone because he has a pattern on the phone. Like some women go through some extreme.
Lord have mercy.
She powders the phone so she can see the pattern. And he's just laying there watching it because he couldn't understand how she was getting into his phone.
She work in forensics.
Again, these things cannot help a relationship.
Oh my God.
If you suspect that there's a problem.
So you can powder somebody's phone to find the pattern.
I guess so.
Oh my God.
What I'm saying is though, even if you suspect that there's issues, that's not the way to solve them.
I'm not telling you to. I'm not powdering nothing. I'm telling you to open the phone and give it to me.
For a man, look. No matter how you look at it, no matter how married you are, man or woman, there's always somebody out there rubbing their hands, waiting for the opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
What I think we as people need to do, especially people in committed relationships, anytime, and it's almost like holding a rope. Yeah. Every time you feel that it's slipping, you try to get a better grip on it.
Yeah.
So when when you feel that your marriage is having issues, try to hold on tighter.
Yeah, that's true. Work a little.
Don't worry about the things outside.
Yeah, look at where
focus a little
weak
harder
link is and try to mend
not the problem, but a solution to the problem.
Right.
Life is a tug of war.
That's true.
When you slip, somebody else will grab a piece of what you had in your hand.
Here you know. You know this. You know that what we're talking about happened to me once, and I regretted it. Yeah. So, there was a little thing going on, and I'm thinking, how do I find out the truth? I need to know the truth. So I asked for a call. I got the call. Just walk away with the phone, and the person trusted me enough to let me walk away with the phone.
And not have to watch to see what you...
That wasn't even paying attention to me. Couldn't care less.
Right.
Because of it only goes to show that person really, really trusted me.
Right.
Now I went into the phone to look for what I want. There was something specific that I was looking for. So I found what I was looking for, and what I saw was like, oh my God, so I gave back the person the phone. I kept it within, and then about 2 or so days after I pondered over it, I confronted the person and said, the other day when I took your phone, I went into the messages and I saw X, Y, and Z and whatever, and you told me this and you told me that, and and when the person explained what really happened, I felt so bad.
So embarrassed.
I told myself, I'll never do that. And that was my first time, and I told myself, I'll never do it again. Sometimes we go looking for things that are not even there.
And we can interpret things based on how we feel. So guess what? We feel that he's cheating. We see a message with him or her and someone. We just, because we already feel they're cheating, we can use that.
Once it's there already, it's that. Yeah.
So
again, we have to be careful.
Kippert have a nice song, Telephone Thing Mash My Life. And believe me, that song can play so many times in my eyes because I've seen it happen so many times.
Yeah.
I do believe, again, your phone is it's a personal thing.
Yes.
Right? Today, the smartphones carry so much information.
True.
Again, not because we're together, I want you to know everything about me. Most people have from their banking information, their emails, their social media information.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
And as the caller said earlier, some persons, you're in a relationship with them and they feel like they need to know everything about. I'll tell you something. I've had this person once told me that if I'm going to be in a relationship with him, we can't have secrets. I have to tell him everything.
I think that's dangerous.
That was the first sign of control, trying to control me. This woman, and I remember telling that person.
Whilst you need to know certain things, I don't think everything's an issue. I believe though, let me tell you, when it comes to that, I've always been an advocate, and anyone who I've ever been in a relationship would tell you that I'm a firm believer of leaving the past where it is. Yes, I want to know, who you are.
Yes.
In a whole.
Yes, but your past
I don't want to know every
past.
detail of your past.
Your past is your past.
As long as I made that decision to be in a relationship with you, some things in your past, I don't want to hear about your past relationships. I don't want to hear about certain things of your past, because I believe what is important to me is where we are now and our future.
That's right.
Going forward.
Exactly.
People change. There are people
and that's what a lot of people don't realize. I've had instances where persons would just walk up to me and you with you this and you that, and I said, you notice the word that you're using was.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a tendency to bring out the best in people. So people might have known you to be a very rude, quick to anger kind of person, and then you meet someone and then that person just impacts your life so much that you decide, you know what, maybe I need to rearrange my thinking, rearrange the way I do things.
Right.
But everyone's going to judge you from what they know of you. Yes, your past do give people a good idea as to who you are, but it shouldn't direct you into the future.
No way.
Because believe me, and I'm talking to all of our listeners here right now, if the person you're with right now knew every single thing about you, every single thing about you.
Did
You would have a very boring life, and they might not want to be around.
Yeah, they'd hightail and run.
But they can paint a different picture of you.
And the thing about it too is that your mindset. You see, once that change, you become a totally different person.
Of course.
And if your mindset was in the gutters a few years ago, and your mindset is now in the air, that's where you're at now.
Look, circumstances and situations, placement changes people.
Yeah.
Right. We are always too quick to run to the other person. Hey, like you said, do you know who is that? That person. We should stop that.
Yeah.
I think that those two people ought to develop their own relationship.
That's right.
Without any outside influence.
Exactly so.
Right. What you knew about that person's past is not important.
Don't come telling it to me.
And
I don't want to hear it.
To do that. But back to the trust issue. I believe that we ought to remember that everyone needs their personal space, even if it's even if it's locking the phone, or maybe just a half hour by themselves where they go for a walk and chill, just to meditate and think and focus on plans that they might have.
Right.
Or while you're going out, why I can't come with you? We shouldn't be doing these things. No. Because
I don't understand that.
Even though I love you to death and we're in a relationship, we see each other, that doesn't mean that everywhere I go I want to have you there. There's some people who can do it.
I don't understand that.
There's some people who can do it.
So then it means that you'd have to go to work with me. Come to the bathroom when I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do there. Okay, so if I want to go somewhere, don't tell me that you have to come.
Oh, we have to be able to trust each other and say, look, okay, you're going out with the girls, all right, have fun. If anything, call me, I'll come pick you up.
Yeah.
Do you have money? Okay, here. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That is how it's supposed to be. For some reason, we find ourselves in situations where we even going to the neighbor's house, we don't trust our spouse or our partners.
Yep. And it makes you wonder what causes persons to behave in that kind of way.
The defense for most people would be the lack of trust. I don't trust you. But
why stay in a relationship with somebody that you don't trust?
There are people who would use the word trust as an excuse, to camouflage what they, whatever motives they have for not trusting you or wanting you to go out with your friends or go somewhere but without them.
Yeah.
You understand me? And the thing about that is, I believe that a lot of the times the ones that are pointing the fingers are the ones who are guilty of it.
That's
because they know what they are capable of doing.
That.
Because they know what they will do.
I agree with that.
They assume that you do the same. Not always the case, though.
Yeah, it can be that they had a bad experience too. Again,
going back to something we discussed a couple of days ago, where I don't believe that Peter should pay for Paul, and Paul should pay for all.
Yeah.
Every man to his own.
Right.
My mistakes are not yours. Even though they might be similar, they're still yours and they're different in their own way.
Yeah.
All right. Relationships are a continuing process. Every day you get up, you have to, your relationship has to get the most maintenance.
Yep.
When you maintain,
renew it every day.
When you maintain your relationship, you find that everything else around you will get watered. It's like a sprinkler. You have a focus. Yeah. It has its focal point, but it's got mist going off into different directions.
Some persons believe that once they get the person right, get involved with the person, that's it. Relationship takes hard work.
It does.
You have to make sure that you are working on your relationship every day, because if you don't, it's going to get boring. You're going to find that you start drifting from each other, and then some petty little stuff you begin to pay attention to in the relationship.
And people tend not to realize that. Let's just draw a scenario. All right. So you figure he's not helping you enough at home with the dishes, with groceries, with cooking and stuff around the house. That's a part of relationship maintenance. To come to him and say, babes, I would appreciate if you would help me a bit more.
Right.
Don't come and quarrel, because what you do is that you're creating an environment for more problems, because what happens is you quarrel with him because he didn't help you. You came home tired from work, he didn't help you make dinner, and instead of saying, babes, I'm tired today, like today was a hard day at work, give me a hand. You wash the rice, and I will season the meat. You make the salad. And
or simply say, babes, I'm tired. I'll help you tomorrow. It's on me another day or something. But
make it a project.
Yeah.
Make it a family project.
Yeah.
We West Indians, I don't
Put
see
some fun in it.
Get the kids involved, the entire family involved. Put the kids in the kitchen too. You said to one, okay, you make the juice, the other one something, and everybody do it together.
That's right.
Everyone do it together.
That's right.
Because guess what? We're all going to partake in this in a few minutes. So let's all come together. And you find out when you're able to do that, more and more, you'll find the relationship. It's almost like riding a bicycle. The first couple pedals are hard. But as you get going, or driving a vehicle.
And that you just said, it not just makes the relationship stronger, it makes the family unit even stronger. Yeah.
It's exciting. I mean, the kids come home every day. I wonder if mommy is going to call us in the kitchen again. Your children now want to do things with you.
Right.
As opposed to playing in the tablet or trying, peeping out the windows, looking at the other kids, wishing that they couldn't go and join them.
Yep.
Do things together.
Yep.
It's a work in progress. Every relationship, no matter whether you've been together a month or 100 years, it's a work in progress. And respect has to be one of the most important thing in a relationship. If you don't put respect in the top 5, and I mean the very top 5, first or second, you're gonna lose.
Right.
You're gonna lose, because a lot of times disrespect is the things that is the one thing that really bothers people the most, because in their mind, I can't believe you did that to me.
Yes,
you of all people, you're supposed to be my my shoulder to cry on. You're supposed to be my rock of Gibraltar. You're supposed to be everything, and you're the one who's so it really
that crushes a person.
It crushes them.
Yeah,
it crushes them. So I would encourage people to continue working hard at your relationship. If you value it, if you want it to get better, you have to invest the time. Same thing with a farmer. He goes out, he plants a crop. He has to invest the time in taking care of it. And the more he takes care of it, is the better his yields would be. It's like a good investment. When you go to the bank and your account manager encourage you to invest. The more you invest, is the better the returns.
All the farmers out there.
So people, our relationship is no different.
Right.
Trust is very important. We talk about respect.
Very important in any relationship.
Trust and relationship can juggle between positions. These are my two top. You have to trust. You have to be able to walk away and not worry about
trust
what
and communication
might happen.
are the foundations of a relationship.
If he says, babes, guess what? Me and the boys gonna line up north by the beach. And you say, okay, no problem, let it be no problem. Don't sit there wondering why you doing up there.
And not just
who
that.
You up there with?
Make sure that is really the boys you're going to go and line with.
That too. Again,
these are the things that tear down trust.
Trust on both sides. I mean, he has to understand that if he tells you that's where he's going, and then you get a message from somebody to say that he's on the other side of the country. And that's something else.
Guess who I just saw? I just saw your husband, ex-wife. She's like, what? You break the trust right there.
And not only that, it makes you look stupid in front of your friends, because in your mind, most women will say, well, no, my husband's up north. And it's like, okay, well, I guess you don't know you don't know your business then. You don't know what you're about.
Exactly. No, when you so think about when he comes home, what do you think is going to happen?
Big argument. I mean, things happen. You might decide to go to, let's say, for instance, one beach, and then you don't like the vibe, or maybe there's too much people on the beach, and you decide, okay, well, let's go down to this beach and chill, because that's what we want to do. We want to chill on a very quiet.
So what do you
beach.
do at that point?
You know what? You call the wife and you say,
oh, okay.
hitzfm, you live.
Hello, good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Yeah, I am enjoying your conversation, your topic.
All right.
But what really had me to call is one thing that I heard you all said, and then I say I must give my little piece, or maybe question
Yes.
you two on that. Yes, a relationship is A and B. B cannot work by itself, A cannot work by itself. That is why it is called a relationship.
Uh-huh.
A man cannot have a relationship all by himself, neither a woman.
Right.
That's right.
Now, I don't look at, no matter how people look at it, I don't look at any man and man relationship or woman relationship. I don't look at it so. I look at man to woman, woman to man.
Yes.
Okay.
But if it's always coming from one side, when I say one side, I mean, Asylum, you get up in the morning, you are the one to tell your girlfriend, your wife, your spouse, whatever, you are the one who always making the move and bring your face forward and say, morning, baby.
That's not right.
How are you? How was the night? You've been doing that all the time and you're not getting a return.
Right.
The return, I mean by she get up before you and do the same. Hey, honey, what's up? How was your night? You know?
Right.
Yes.
Whether it be hypocrite or not. But for years, I am the one that is doing it. I am the one that is making the move. I want sex, I am the one that making the move. I want to kiss you, I am the one that making the move. I want to take you out, I am the one that making the move. And nothing is coming from you. As human beings, tell me, are there not a point in your life that you will kind of slack up even if you don't give up entirely, but you slack up?
You know,
My lady?
Yeah, but yes, I agree with what you're saying. But at the same time, we tend to believe that persons know what we want or things. Sometimes they genuinely don't. So if you're not comfortable with the fact that, oh, I'm always doing it, say to the person, listen, I notice that I'm the only person doing this. Is it that, something is wrong, or, and the person can may as well say, oh, I thought that, you like to initiate, so I allow you to. You understand?
Right.
So you have to make sure that the communication chain is strong.
But at the same time, though.
But
at the same time, I don't think that. I mean, life doesn't come with a handbook. Life doesn't come with the do's and how to get things done. You learn. Most of us learn on our own. But at the same time, right? What I'm saying is, you're in a relationship with someone. You have to make an effort too.
Yes, you have to.
I mean, okay. Your wife might make the best cocoa tea in the world. Right, Secret?
Yeah.
And you love her cocoa tea to death, but isn't there something in you that's gonna say one of these days, let me make my cocoa tea?
Yeah, you should.
Right,
That's how
right.
As bad as it might turn out, but let me try and make cocoa tea.
And nothing makes you feel happier than your wife always make the cocoa tea, or you, Asylum, always make the cocoa tea. And maybe one Saturday morning, your wife or your girlfriend decided, hey, let me try today, let me make it.
Yeah.
And when that you and Tessie, they say, hey, Daddy or Mommy, your cocoa tea tastes better than,
right.
Nothing makes you feel better than that.
And
you understand? So right away, you know what happened in there. There will be a cocoa tea competition.
There you go.
Because you want to do it, the madam want to do it, to see what the children going to say about it, or maybe you have a neighbor that you all always exchange tea, or
exactly.
something. You say,
something
neighbor,
to
you know what? This Saturday, let me do the cocoa tea, you do the bake or whatever. You understand? There are communities that are like that up to a day like today.
Yeah.
There are communities where that one will tell that one, hey, neighbor, you know what? This Saturday is mine. Next Saturday is yours, and that is how it is. In St. Lucia, there are still communities like that. So you find you and your spouse, or your wife, your husband, whatever. You all put in together and see who can do it better.
It's never one way.
It's one side alone that is making an effort, my brother.
Exactly.
There's something wrong in the relationship.
Yes.
Even if you talk about it.
Yes.
You cry about it.
Right.
Nothing. They're not trying to make, that is how I am, and I'm not going to change.
If you
You're not
speak
going
to the
change
person,
or
the
whatever.
person
I also
keeps
believe-
How do you expect that to go forward?
something wrong.
I also believe too, though, that when two people in a relationship and it comes down to one person always initiating, it means that that other person is not interested in the relationship.
Not necessarily.
I believe
As I
that.
said, no,
I
not
believe that.
necessarily. As I said before, the person probably think that you initiating is pleasing you. You have to let the person understand
So-
that, listen, at some point I want you to initiate
So-
too.
and it's
The
up
person
to-
probably
it's
believes
up
that
to-
that's what you
But
want.
I believe that we all...
communication.
No, but listen, let me tell you. In every relationship, people have their, what do you call, selfish goals in a relationship. Every relationship, somebody always wants something the other person doesn't want.
Yeah, that's true.
Might
And that's
be-
where
might-
compromising
might be
comes
small,
in.
Might be small,
Yes.
because in some cases they're large. When you sit back and allow me to be the one initiating, it shows that you have no interest in that.
Nah, that's
A lot of times it makes us feel, sometimes we even feel like, let's say you're just doing it because you're in the house.
But the person
Or you
probably
just doing
thinks
it
that
because-
that is a way to please you. The person probably think that, okay, he wants to be the initiator or she wants to be the initiator, so I'm going to let them until the person understands. Understands that that's not
I've
the
been in a relationship like that. Where if I didn't make the move, nothing happened.
Did you let the person know that you didn't like that?
Many different occasions. And you
Well,
know what I
then the
finally
person
did?
need to go. The
You know
person
what-
wasn't
you know what I finally
interested.
did? I finally put that along with some other issues we have, and I packed my bag and I went hiking.
Well, if it's a case where you speak to the person and the person is still like that, then it means that, as you say, you hit the road, Jack.
What we tend to forget.
Hello.
Yes.
Before I end, let me just say one thing. My lady, you used a word that you said, doing it just to please you. I don't think that is
I
how
don't
it's
believe in that.
supposed to be.
I don't believe in that.
Do what?
Doing it out of the abundance of your heart.
We don't do things just to
Out
please each other.
of your heart. Asylum, you know what? Baby, I'm going to organize a nice macaroni and cheese or lasagna or what you did it out of your heart to the best of your ability.
And that's
Not
where we go wrong.
because
So
because-
I don't think I get what he's saying.
You're doing it
what
just
he's
to
saying-
please him
what
and
he's
kissing
saying
you
that
just because
when you're in a
just to
relationship,
please
Yes.
you.
you don't do things
Or
just to
having
please
sex
the
with
other
you just to
person.
What do you
please
mean you don't do things?
No,
I don't think I am getting you.
Let me tell you.
What do you
when-
mean you don't do things to
your
please the
relationship-
person?
your
Anyway,
relationship-
I have to leave. I'm
Alright.
listening to you all, but I have to drop the mic. The
But if
Okay,
you
go
don't
ahead.
please the
But no,
person, then
you
you're going
don't
to have
do it-
problems.
No,
it is not just to please.
Please. You do it
It is
because
not
you want
just
to, because
please.
it's
Yes.
Do it out of the abundance
Abundance of
of
your
your
heart.
heart.
You're
Now,
losing what I'm trying to say there.
in turn
then.
will
I don't think you're
understand
understanding what
this
I'm
is
trying
how
to say.
my wife or this is how my husband can do it, and if there's any place of
Listen,
improvement,
when
will
I
get
say
in
please
there
the
that work
person-
out, but not just to please me.
No. You've misunderstood me. You've
Okay,
misunderstood
I'll
me.
be listening. Okay.
You've misunderstood me.
All
Go
right.
ahead, correct yourself.
Now, when I say to please the person, I'm not talking about out of a grudge or anything like that. We do things to please people because
but
we love them. I'm not talking about the pleasing where,
but-
or you're just doing it because that's what the person wants. But
I
anything
think-
you do that I like, it pleases me, right?
all right. So
Exactly.
that being said,
So,
I believe
don't
though-
misunderstand me,
I believe
please.
though, because we only have about 6 minutes left, and
What?
yes,
And we've not gone into
no, we haven't done. And this is what happens.
We may have to
sometimes
leave
and-
it for tomorrow.
That's right. That's what happens on Man versus Woman. Sometimes we get into
We have to
conversations
leave
and
it
it just
for
go on.
tomorrow, that's just having
One of the things that I have always been an advocate for when it comes to relationships is that we have to always place our relationship as the windshield of our vehicle of life. Right? That is the thing that protects you the most.
Right.
You understand me? It gives you the most clarity to see where you're going. It protects you from the wind that's coming towards you. So we have to give that the most love.
Right.
What I find people do though is that whenever they don't get what they want in a relationship, and that's what it boils down to. But here's the thing. Yes, you might have your bucket list in a relationship. things that you like to see happen, maybe even a way you like to see it happen. We need to strive to come closer in terms of facilitating our partners.
Do you believe in unconditional love?
There is.
Okay.
There is.
What you're saying, that's where unconditional love comes in.
That's what we're supposed to work towards. Because
exactly.
Especially for people who are living together, I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend who live separate. When people living together and have families and are married,
it's totally different.
The world becomes, it's you against the world. The two of you should be against the world.
That's where unconditional love comes in.
You understand? I mean, if one's sick, the other one should be sick too. When one has a high note, you come home and you got a promotion, the husband's supposed to feel as if it's his. He's supposed to feel as if it's his promotion too. Because it is.
Yes. Definitely.
If one gets a raise at work, it's your raise. So you're supposed to feel that too.
Yes. But is it happening?
One person says, babes, guess what? I lost 10 pounds this week. I mean, I've been trying to lose weight. He's supposed to feel like it's him that lost 10 pounds too. Right. Trying to reach that goal. We don't do that often enough, and that's why we have...
In essence, what you're saying is that when two persons come together in a relationship, there should be a certain level of connection between both persons.
And that is what... as long as you keep that level and keep it growing, that is what's gonna hold you together.
That's true. And that comes with time, though.
And it also... One of the main things that we have to remember, that when you enter into a relationship with someone and you have deemed it important or deemed it a committed relationship, you ought to stop thinking about yourself.
Yeah, you cannot do that. This if you're in a relationship, it cannot be about you alone. There's no way your relationship will work. It cannot work.
If anyone's listening to me right now and they feel that they're in a relationship and they're looking or checking for themselves, as we say here, then they ought to be out of that relationship.
Yeah, they don't need a relationship. There's no way that relationship will work, because that's being selfish.
So in that sense, a wife would never complain that she's doing too much in the house. A husband would never lay around too much in the house either. If the husband's out on his hard luck and he lost a job, he would search high and low, take whatever he have to until he get to that point where he can have what he wants.
Definitely.
hitzfm, good morning.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Good morning.
Yes.
Yes, we've learned something you all have there this morning, man. If the man in the house, the wife here at work, right? You cannot leave everything for the wife or the girlfriend to do. And
True.
sometimes you just there and nothing you're doing.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
It's one that have to help one.
Of course.
Exactly.
If she's cooking, you could wash the dishes, you could do something. If she washing,
You married already?
Pardon?
You're married already?
Yes.
Okay.
She was gonna marry you.
Don't tell the man that.
It's one that have to. If the madam decides she's a bit tired this morning, or she's not feeling good, you could get up on the bed, go and do the breakfast, do the lunch,
True.
You need to go into some of these high school before these young men leave school and give them some motivational talk.
And the thing about that, though, caller, is that men are very absent-minded when it comes to certain things. And I'm gonna give it to you.
Stop making excuses.
No, I'm not making excuses. We just feel that the superwoman that we have can handle it all, and there's nothing wrong with the superwoman saying I need help.
True.
From time to time, the superwoman.
But they sometimes say it indirectly.
Right. Again,
they have some people that are just lazy and that's it.
Yeah.
Especially the men.
True.
Everything they want a bottle of water. They sit down there. They want the woman to go and take a bottle of water for them. I'm not supporting that.
All right.
Yeah. And that's my
I could be guilty. I could be guilty at times. I could be guilty at times.
It goes both ways, though.
Yeah, exactly. So
it goes both ways, because a woman will say and most of the times, though, it's maybe.
But that's why it shouldn't be a problem. That's why it shouldn't be a problem, because it's supposed to be both
ways. Exactly. But that's the thing. It's always leaning to one side in most cases.
We're out of time. again, you know, we didn't get to our situation there today, but I mean, we started a very, very good conversation, and
it just escalated.
I want to thank all the folks
something
that contributed towards it.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Relationships are a work in progress. I believe that the sky is the limit where a relationship is concerned.
Right.
You start off here, and you build every day. You use as a stepping block, and you build and you build and you build and you until you get to that point where you have confidence in and you have faith and ultimately you trust, and all these things grow with it. What I find though is that people treat their relationships too mediocre.
True.
I believe that has to be one of the most important things in your life, your relationship, because that ultimately defines you and where you are and where you want to be. Right? A good partner who understands your vision is the best thing.
I like what you just said.
Is one of the best things that you could.
Who understands your vision?
Exactly. It's one of the best things that you as an individual can have going for you, because every time things get rough, every time you doubt yourself, every time you feel that you can't make it, that partner's there to tell you, no, baby, we can do this. I can help you do this.
That's true.
We can get through this together.
Exactly.
Today it might be rough, but tomorrow we will be in a better place.
That's right.
When people don't come to that, when people don't come to that level,
it will never work.
You know, it would never work.
Never work.
And, you know, just love what you have. We have a tendency to want what everyone else has.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest problems in relationships.
And the funny thing about it is, else, you see that one with theirs and you say, oh, I wish mine was like that. But when behind closed doors, total different thing.
Exactly. So, that bearing in mind, we have to take what we have, nurture it, and not just nurture it, we have to nurture it.
Right.
Give it all our attention. Don't be afraid to rush home from work to your husband. Don't be afraid to rush home from work to your wife, because that's where you ought to be.
Right, right.
When you stop and break the cycle, break the chain, you stop by your friend's house, you stop by a shop, that's time that you could have been investing in growing that thing that you call a relationship.
Yep.
So that was just my thought.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very much, folks, for being a part of this. You can join us tomorrow, same place, same time, man versus woman. You never know what we're going to get into, but it's always a man and woman conversation.
Definitely.
Have yourselves a wonderful one.